Okay, welcome back. Now, one of the subjects that people have been asking me about recently is drones and where the future of the drone is going. And it's all down to wing design, I think, because when it comes to high G maneuvers, pulling G, fighter technology, they've always been able to pull about maximum of 8G. You look at a GR4, that'll pull 8G, but it won't pull much more. And the reason for that is because the pilot can't pull more than 8G. You can do 9G for a few seconds before he passes out, and that's the end of that. But if you look at the history of airplanes, the way they evolved, got some here, look at the high performance biplanes. I think that one's a Hawker Heart or something like that. Fury? Yeah, Hawker Fury. Here you have a high performance aircraft with a big engine. It can perform really well. It can pull very tight G maneuvers. And along comes the monoplane, something like the Hawker Hurricane, for example. And this thing, Hawker Fury, can easily outturn and get behind a Hurricane, but it can't keep up with it because the monoplane was that much faster. So it's gone. So it's no good being able to outturn something if you can't catch it because you're too slow, because the drag that the extra wing presented finished the biplane off pretty much. So that the whole evolution of fighter technology went with the monoplane. But that's not the case today, is it? Because in the 1950s they invented the twin engine jet fighter. The Lightning came out, this monstrosity of an aeroplane. It was totally cool in its day. Gas guzzling monster, okay? And the mould was set for the fighters of the future. They were all going to be twin jet engine supersonic fighters, and the Lightning was as fast as they are today pretty much, because they can't go over Mach 2 because they don't need to and they can't afford it. It's been proved they can do. But getting back to the biplane, the two-wing thing, okay? Now that we're inventing drones and we're putting remotely operated aircraft, so the pilot's sitting on the ground floor in a box somewhere miles away, okay? Now we're thinking, well, all these different planes, they've got vectoring thrust, they've got this, that and the other. Manoeuvrability, it's all about manoeuvrability, but they still can't go more than 8G because the pilot has got to be removed from the aeroplane before the performance can go up on the airframe, on the aircraft itself. But now we can go back to the biplane theory. And I'm not suggesting we go back to these, okay? But what I want to know is, look at the difference between the top wing and the bottom wing. How far away are those wings got to be before they'll start interfering with the performance? I mean, how close can we make those wings? Now, if you get a modern fighter jet, I'm using a Tornado GR4 as an example because I like that particular aircraft for my own reasons, but it has swing wing. The swing wing reduces drag. Now, if it had slung underneath that wing on those pylons, another wing, for example, just as a test bed to test out my theory, see if it's right, with the wings fully extended in a high G manoeuvre, how much G could that aircraft pull? Could it pull considerably more than 8G? This is the question. You could still sweep it back and you've still got loads of power, because I couldn't get more than 820 knots out of it on full afterburners with the wings right back at 1500 feet. So how much extra drag will that extra wing produce? And the other way is how much extra G, how much extra turning circle can we generate? And then if it does prove that the bi-wing theory is a positive one, then we can apply it to lots of other different kinds of aircraft, like your F-22. I mean, imagine F-22 with the bi-wing. It's still fast. Is it still fast enough? I mean, how much performance top end would you lose compared to how much extra G you can get? But the wings of today are fine. A single wing is great, as long as there's a pilot sitting in there. But once you're increasing your G, you can't keep the pilot in there. We switch to drones, we want higher performance. We want 15, 20 G, maybe more. I don't know. We've still got the power and we've got the performance. Worth thinking about, isn't it? Thanks for watching.